Hey, well, it's midweek, it's midday, and it's your favorite Wookiee right here on the Get On It Network. I wish I could make that noise. I can't.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you. It's all about tongue control.
Yeah, I've never been able to roll my R's or anything like that. That's why I had to get out of French and I had to get out of Spanish. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was in French. I had French class.
Yeah, I know. Miss Pierre.
La Pierre.
Yeah, which is such a made up name. I don't believe it.
It's Mrs. La Pierre.
I don't believe that for even a split
Oh,
second.
well, I think she was real.
No, I know she was real. She existed. Her name she made up for the sake of French class.
Maybe.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
It's okay. I love it. I love that for her. I think that's amazing. You know, it's kind of like if I was going to change my name to like Spectral Sarah for paranormal, right? Like,
Spooky Sarah.
yeah.
How about
We know several people who change their names to sort of fit their genre, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just
nice back pedal.
I don't
All right, let's move on to the next topic.
I don't get it. I don't get not using your real name, but that's me. Let's say hello
That's
to
you.
everybody. Huh?
Yeah, that's you. So
I know. That's
proceed.
me. That's me though. Anyways, there he is. Hey, Professor T, Stacy Talch, did you guys see by chance? There is a post from Stacy, and he has been doing us huge solids by helping us out and doing recaps of our show. And they're so good. They're called deep dives, and they're so good.
It's scary, actually. Yeah. And then like on the first one, and Stacy, I got to call you and talk to you about this, but the first one I listened to, I'm like, there's no way he didn't feed this like talking points, but he didn't. AI gets us.
Yeah, well, that's what's really cool, right? He takes these shows and he feeds the wave file into this AI program, and there are two hosts, a male and a female, and they talk about what the show's about. And the first one you and I listened to, we were almost in tears, just going, "Oh my God, they got it! Like they got what we were all about." I listened to his new one, and it was on the show for Paranormally Blonde, Women to Women, and oh my God, they got it.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's something cool about that, right? Because you're not sure that I'm not always sure that, and clearly, all you got to do is look at the world. The the things I say don't always go the way I'd hoped. So to understand,
we don't know if the sediment is going out there, right? Like we don't.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. That's really cool, and I do want to talk to Stacy about it. And thank you, Stacy, for doing that, because it's pretty badass.
Oh, all right. It's so nice. So check that out if you haven't. There is one I did put up, the woman one, because it was really cool. Although they think Rob is paranormally blonde, that's okay. AI isn't perfect yet. They just
I mean, based on all of your posts, I don't know why anybody would think that, I'm part of Paranormally Blonde.
All my posts, post. Let's not even start.
Post. Okay.
Don't even start with me. There is Big Daddy Andy, sensing shadows paranormal right here, hanging out with us. The beautiful Miss Sandra Pickle. Give that baby Charlotte a big old kiss for me, please. She's so cute. Love seeing all her pictures. Damien coming in from Scotland. Hey, Damien, how's it going, my friend? Hello.
Hi.
Miss Kaylee, hello to you. I don't know if you're working today or if you've got a day off, but if you are working, I hope your day is going well. There is the aristocrat, Chris, the road trip. Yeah, it's Wednesday already.
Yeah, Chris nudging me last night, like most people have to do. I owe Chris something, a piece of audio, and I will get that done today. Like, I have a very busy day ahead of me. So yes, Chris, I'm on it. I promise.
He is. Brandy Sampson, the ghost girl. How are you doing today? I know
Ghost
she had
girl.
gym time today, so she's probably very happy. Two Brothers Extreme, Mike Cronin, Michael Sticks Cronin. You got to bring back your Twisted Tarot again. That was a lot of fun. That was always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Were we saying hello? There he is. Ryan, shut it.
Hey, shut up, man.
Don't even start with me, but he did help me. So yeah, what did we learn yesterday as we were trying to set up a Facebook Live?
There was no we. That was the problem yesterday. It's why you all got to hear me get yelled at live.
Okay,
which
first
has
of all,
since been deleted. But
I've never seen somebody so like the what he needs. He's such you can tell he was in management in his corporate job. But I don't play that game. So
okay. All right. I can paint the entire picture if you want, but go ahead, proceed.
oh no, I could as well. Should we do a difference of perspective? Because we can do that. And Ryan is right here because Ryan,
but if Ryan only has your perspective, he doesn't have mine.
Not. He's got the right perspective, I think.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, see,
Move on.
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. But yes, there is a live, and how it's gonna go off, I don't know. And you know what? Whatever. We'll figure it out.
He's talking about this live.
Well, this live is not a problem because that's StreamYard, and there's nothing
right.
Be more simple. My friend Eric Testerman.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
That's French.
Yeah.
Or it could be Italian. Is it Italian too? I don't know.
No, ciao is Italian.
Oh, that's ciao. All right.
That's ciao. Ernie Packman, Paranormal Hauntings at Fort Duffield.
He can't hear.
He can't hear?
That's what he says.
I can't hear, but I'm here. Oh. He can't hear, but he's here. We love him.
Here and here.
Patrick Doyle, bringing in the Midwest flair. Kent Wilson, well, good morning and good afternoon to you, Kent.
I had to look at Kent's face this morning.
Michael Bloomfield, hello. He's always so nice. He's always sharing to his group page, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you do. You know, Ryan, and you own it. That's what I truly appreciate from Ryan. Yeah. Oh, Thumb Wars.
Michael.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, my PC's acting stupid. Okay, it's back.
All right. So it's when.
No, go ahead. I just lost my window. Ever since I installed the software for Stream Deck, this thing, now everything that's plugged in, it thinks, be quiet, Eric. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll handle you tomorrow. It thinks I have it plugged in, so it opens up a window and then I'm gone. What's up, Eric Testerman, with the spiders?
Yeah, I hated that.
Is coming tomorrow.
I won't like that post for a very specific reason.
UPS tomorrow. I hope you're home.
You're an ass. Complete and utter ass.
Not you, him.
Doesn't matter. You're still an ass. I hated that thing. That's stupid.
I'm just saying. Mess around.
Yeah, find out. FAFO. So it's Wednesday. Wednesday. We're here. And just so you guys know, let's just always keep in mind, really, the community, that is you are the community. Post up what you got going on. Do you have an event coming up that you need some help with? Do you have an investigation you want to brag on? And you know what? Brag the frick on. We want to hear about it. Do you have something cool, new series thoughts, a new page, a new group, something? If there's something you want to share, please share on the side. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah. All right. So what else? What's up?
I've had I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I've had a bit.
You're snotty.
Of a headache.
Are you all snotty?
So yeah, all these doll questions. Yeah, listen, I don't like them just everywhere. Plus I have to work. Which is why I'll be seeing Mr. Eric, the Vampire Testerman, tomorrow. But yeah, they're back where they belong up on the shelves here for now.
Yeah, that's where they belong. That's just where you want them.
They don't belong. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because I always say you do your handsome Squidward look.
Yeah, I
and
know, but you don't have to laugh that hard when people insult me.
it's I don't. Well, first of all, you don't sound like
He loves it.
Squidward.
So this is what's happening. This is how I'm seeing this, right? The last 2 days, Sarah has been sort of rounding up her little army to come against me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, I was crabby yesterday, and for
Oh,
good reason.
oh.
I first of all had been awake since 3 o'clock in the morning, so I got like maybe a couple hours of sleep. I don't know what happened, but I was just up.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, I'm old. I like my sleep, and I just didn't get any. So I admittedly was
Yeah,
like
you were.
ready
Yeah.
to burn things down, I'm pretty sure, as
That's
far
right.
as like in the figurative, not the literal. So everybody calm down. But yeah, like everything that we heard, anybody that was being an ass yesterday, like I just had no tolerance for it. I just couldn't find the kindness in my heart yesterday for
Yeah,
um
I saw. I mean, I noticed.
so that thank you, Andy. I am allowed. And he is excited. Just so you know, Eric, he has talked about it a lot. Don't be an asshole. So
Don't
then
make
we
it
have
sound like I'm like all fanboying over Eric.
you are fanboying. I'm
Stop it.
jealous you get to see him tomorrow, and I do not. I find him to be a lovely human being.
Whatever.
So hey, Jeff,
Hey,
Maine
Jeff.
Paranormal and Horror Convention coming up September 6th and 7th. You better get your tickets because it's so cool. But yeah, so we've got this important live tonight to go over the Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo with our vendors. And because it's a private group, you can't use StreamYard. You can share it there, but that's about it, right? So I was going to do a simple Facebook Live, and I was like, hey, Rob, can you do me, like, could you help me out with this favor? Like, can we just test it so I know what I'm doing tomorrow, right? Because I set it up. Made the event and all that stuff. So just so everybody knows, and everybody, if you've been following us, even if you've followed us for the last couple months, you know, he gets so frustrated with me and technology. And I get it. Like I am frustrating when it comes to that stuff, but I was trying to be better and I wanted to be proactive and I got this live set up. I've only done a couple Facebook lives and really I'm just on by myself. So like not a big deal, right? So it says you can add people to this live. So I go on, right? And Rob's trying to help me. Now I'm trying to search the freaking page and people are commenting. So I get to comment on the sides. We are, Denise. We are talking about when Rob was wrong. And so he's getting frustrated with me in only the way Rob can. And so I'm trying so hard. And then there's sweet little baby boy Ryan Dayton from Paranormal Theory trying to help me out. And that was a mistake, Ryan. It just turned into a mess because Rob is trying to give me information. You were giving me information. I couldn't scan the page that Facebook was giving me a lot of not important information that meant nothing, really. I don't give a shit about the metrics
Insights.
during the
Insights
show or
when
during
you're
the live.
frozen.
So whatever. And so, anyways, then he was done with me. And when he's done with me, he says, I'm out. And just that phrase, I'm out,
I didn't.
puts me over the edge. It's over the edge for
All
me.
right. So,
And I was already cranky. Remember, I'm already cranky. I'm super tired.
so that's the redacted version, the Sarah version of this story.
It is.
Oh, it is. Yes.
What am I missing? Please enlighten us, Mr. Sakowitz.
All right. So the part you're leaving out is prior to, right? We were working together, trying to get this sorted out. And, we were sharing screen, but I can't see her screen. So she's just clicking, and this is how the frustration I can admit to, right? That part starts ramping up because she's sure throw her a link. So she's like slowly just not listening to me a lot. Shut up, Stacy. So then she's like, all right, let's go try this. We're gonna do this. And then it was like, I mean, you can see it in the chats. I'm like, does she even know I'm alive? Like all of a
Oh my
sudden
God,
I no
Denise.
longer existed and I'm trying to help her privately in chat. And then she wouldn't answer me or look at my messages. So
It was
you
like
had your
2
little
sec
tech
it was
support crew there.
2 seconds, and he was, "I'm out," and so we ended that live. Well, then Mr. Stackowitz, who's like, "Yeah, you don't get it," he got on there. He's thinking, "Oh, it's gonna be so simple. I'm gonna be watch me show her up." He went on a live, and my favorite comment was Ryan Dayton coming on going, "Well, well, well."
Yeah, whatever. That dude's in trouble, man. Like, and I do get to see him soon, so he can fuck
Um,
off too.
and guess what? Rob also couldn't figure it out on a laptop. There was no figuring it out. So yes, if you happened, he did delete that live. But if you happen to be on the very beginning of his live, he's talking to me on the phone as he's live, and you can, I will admit, hear me bitching him out.
Yeah,
It's the truth. I was
I
giving it
deleted
to you
it. You can't watch it anymore.
because honestly, because he was all thinking he was gonna show me up and he was gonna show me that it was
It
as
wasn't
simple
a
as 1, 2,
competition.
3. Oh,
Wasn't a
it was,
competition.
it was. So yeah, it was one of those situations where
Mhm.
I was trying to learn. I learned through doing like that. I like to get on and just click buttons, and there is nothing more frustrating to besides me not remembering my
Passwords
passwords
to anything.
and clicking. And Patrick Doyle, you couldn't be
So this is what I'm saying.
probably do
He's
need some
right.
counseling.
So let's take the password thing, right? Rob, a year and a half ago, was like, I am going to help you. So I paid for a service. Paid for a service that she doesn't have to remember any goddamn nothing. Zero. Still doesn't use it. Still doesn't use it.
I never once said that I don't do things that aren't irritating. I irritate many people. You can find that all over the freaking internet. There's videos made about my irritation.
Oh yeah.
But honest to God, like I really was trying to do something where he didn't have to, so I didn't have to interrupt his day where he's like, oh my God, this is so simple. Ugh, right. And he just gives the I'm out and the faces for me. And especially when Sarah is on really little sleep.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay?
I knew I was on thin ice. So, to pay me back, she posts, she posts that she's just looking for a new show co-host.
Okay. Oh my God.
Right? And then all you effers on the side, well, not all of you, but some of you, reaching out to her privately, like, yeah, let me in. I'll fucking take that spot. Not, hey Rob, is everything okay? Hey Rob, what's going on? It's, hey Sarah, like just show me where to put the body. That's all. That's what it was. Right? Oh, I just didn't word it right. Okay. So yes, it was a rough night.
Well, first of all, and there he is, Mr.
And that's
Joe
Joe's fault.
Penachio, aka Ghost Joe. So Ghost Joe has, as you know, an amazing show called Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast. It is in the Get Haunted Paranormal Podcast program. He does mainly to mostly pre-records. Once in a while, he'll step into the live game. Joe is looking for a co-host, and so he had done this beautiful banner, and so I put it up, and I did also a little, if you're looking to add your voice to the community, I wrote the post. Me, Sarah, I did that post in the network.
Yeah.
So why the hell anybody would go to Rob is beyond me, but we'll go ahead and give that to him. apparently nobody went to Rob to say, hey, what's going on? Is Sara booting you out? But no, this is not for Paranormally Blonde. If it were, I would certainly make a huge announcement that I was firing Rob and that somebody needed to replace him stat. Not the case. So Joe's looking for the co-host. So many people had reached out. Only a couple out of the several people that reached out were like, is Rob leaving?
Yeah.
No, Rob's not leaving.
Yeah, nobody cares.
But he thinks that I did that. He thinks that I did that in order to get him back for this. We do need counseling. And we also need to act our big ages.
You do.
This should not be 53 to 54.
That little image will be screenshotted and used across the world.
Yeah. Sara booted out Rob.
So that's how we moved into the evening. Right. And then I go out. So I get, look, I'm a rewards member at TGI Fridays. Okay. So I get a lot of points over there.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday was a deal. You buy 2 drinks, you get one of your entrees free.
2 drinks and they give you free meal? You buy 2 drinks.
One of your entrees is free. Yeah. Yeah. So you're looking at like $20. And yeah, do that. I need that. So I'm like, okay. So Danny's like, dude, we're going. So we go. And plus, because I'm a VIP and I do announce it, I announce it every time I walk into that place. You get free salsa and chips. It's like the greatest deal ever. So we go to eat. I got my pick 2, which is ribs and chicken strips.
Do you get a card? Do you have a card that shows that you're a VIP?
There's an app now. You used to get a card.
Okay.
And they do. They cater to you. It's really beautiful. It's a nice deal. They're going bankrupt, and that's probably why. But so I'm taking advantage of it. So I get my meal and my ribs. I'm serious. You can bounce them. Shut up. You could bounce them off the floor, and they would have come back up and land on it. Like, you could not get through these ribs. Nobody could.
Yeah.
I don't send food back. I just normally don't, but I had to with this. So the day just was slowly just plummeting. It was plummeting. Hi, Sam. Cool. So do I. Gloves are the best. I have some right here. I have some surgical gloves right here. It's a little hobby of mine.
There's Danny.
So yeah, the day was slowly going downhill there after the rib debacle.
Well, wait, were the ribs maybe like from the free container? They're like, oh, this is the free entree. Give them the rubber ribs.
I don't know. I don't know. I just know that these ribs were inedible. So she came by, server came by, and then she's like, everything okay? And I'm like, look, no. Like, these ribs they're bad. Like, these are bad. And she's like, they're not falling off the bone. I'm like, no, like, you need a chainsaw. Very apologetic. She came back and she's like, nope, she brought back a new half rack ribs. And she's like, well, it's got to be falling off the bone. We're talking. She's like, well, I'm a bone-in girl. And I was like, well, so am I. And that was where my other post came from. So Fridays was that. Then we came home. And then we chatted. See you, Kent.
What was that? Then we fought. Some more. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it was a rough night. And then, you decided to continue being, bothered. Should I get my gloves on? Here we go. Here, Sam. How about these gloves? These gloves are important.
Are those the gloves? Are those the infamous?
Those are the gloves. These are the gloves.
I didn't know they had so many holes in them.
They're not holes.
What was that I saw?
That's rubber grippy.
Oh, there it was reflection. Sorry, I couldn't tell. Okay.
Yeah, it's a reflection. I don't wear gloves with holes in them.
Yes.
I'm beyond that.
Now, who do you think Sam Gloves is? Who do you think this person
We're gonna
is?
find out. I'm sure. We're gonna give them. We're gonna give them a few minutes.
They were bedazzled gloves, Eric.
They're not bedazzled. It's just a reflection of the light because this face needs to be illuminated so that you all can appreciate it that much more. While you try to take away my co-hosting abilities.
But I do want to say thank you to everybody who I feel very honored that you were willing to step up and help me. I appreciate that. It did feel good that it was like, oh, good. People wanted to help me. I love that.
Okay.
I thought they looked like crocheted gloves or just for my yeah.
So they're not sparkly. It's just rubber.
Oh yeah, the rubbery.
Okay, so you don't drop things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because those are tactical gloves, correct?
Yes, scary tactical gloves. But I do have a box of disposable gloves over here because I was working with some epoxy not long ago. And I don't like when epoxy dries on my fingers.
You don't like to peel it off?
No, because it hurts.
How many people had said yes to you?
Wow, Joe. Hey, Joe, I'm about to delete your whole post.
But Joe, like your description and your banner that you created for your podcast was so amazing. And so many people, and we did want to touch on this. So many people were like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this opportunity. And I loved it. It's been really, and everybody's been so kind as they've reached out, yes, to me, because I wrote the post. But what I will say, and what Rob and I were talking about, with all these people saying they were interested in starting a show, we encourage you to do a show. It is time consuming. It is a work of love and passion. But we encourage you, and there is a great network right here of amazing people that will support you through your journey. If you want to dip that toe in, and let's talk. The Get Haunted Paranormal Podcast program is always looking for new voices. So not trying to take away from your situation, Joe, but Joe can't take everybody that has shown interest, unless he wants to like switch off with co-host every week. He can always.
Hey, Joe, I'll be DMing you soon. I might want to take up that spot too.
And I would encourage you, because you are my best friend, and I want nothing but happiness and fulfillment for you.
All right.
So,
and yes, you all may have noticed I'm still playing the 2024 intro, but that is due to change it sometime this week. I had so many shirts to make and things to get done that I have had zero time for the extraneous things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also this Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, you can check out the newest episode of Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast. This week, Joe sat down and talked to Kent Wilson of Ken 10 Paranormal and Paranormal Addicts podcast. So be sure to go over to the Get Haunted page, 5:30. Either enjoy your drive home from work, or perhaps you're starting your journey off for the weekend to some great location. Yeah. Oh, I thought that's pooping, but it says popping in to say. I was thinking. I'm not really sure. I kind of feel sometimes our friends and family are so comfortable, they'll just pop in while they're pooping.
Well, they should.
Say hi.
They should. We should do an entire show.
From the toilet?
Poop visits.
Shoot the shit? Is that what we should call it?
Shoot the shit. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What shirt are you rocking today, Joe P? Are you rocking a Get Haunted shirt? Did he get one while he saw you at Midover?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to everything.
Oh, well, we love you too, Patrick.
Well, thanks.
So what else are we? I wonder if Aristocrat is. Oh my God! Did you guys see that?
What?
You guys need to go check out, if you don't follow the Horror Road Trip page, Chris Smith's page, you really need to go check that out. But there is a phenomenal trailer put out. Trilogy Media is doing a documentary, and Chris is part of it. And if you guys have not seen this trailer, oh my God, you need to go check it out. It is about the McCamey Manor, and some of the work that they have done. But seriously, you need to check it out. It's really, really well done. And support Chris Smith while you're at it, doing a shoot the shit series. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it looks the trailer is friggin' amazing. I watched it a couple times now, but it's very, 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 very cool.
And Trilogy Media, those guys are hysterical.
Oh my God, they're awesome. I watched a few of their episodes a couple days ago.
Yeah,
good stuff. Some of it's freaking frightening, but I guess they have like a premiere thing, you know, where you got to pay. But I watched some of their free stuff; it was good. So
I didn't understand everything they were doing, because I just don't get, like, for me, like, right, if you haven't followed them, like I happened to come in on one of their lives. It was after I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just click on Trilogy, and they were doing a live, and they were doing phone calls, but at the same time they were doing spinning this wheel thing, and I stayed on it, and I tried to figure it out, and I just could not. So I'm sure I'll learn it.
The couple that I wanted to talk to you about, the one I watched actually, because it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy. But anyway,
yeah.
Yes, my friend. So what are we going to talk about today? Because we're losing people rapidly.
They're dropping off. They're like, they're just talking. Usually that's how we get people to stay. Yeah. Well, I mean, last week we talked about all the great upcoming things. We do still have a couple tickets left for McClay Mansion. That's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That is for this Saturday, the 26th. So if you would like to get in on the past to present, that is going to be hosted by, of course, Empty Casket Paranormal. That is Bill Bryan and Tanya Gilroy, sort of melding that beautiful past and present, technology and techniques and theories, and seeing just exactly what you can get. And of course, no more beautiful of a location can you get than McClay Mansion. It is beautiful, it is historic, and it definitely has some interesting history to it. And see what comes out. Is it better to use techniques and theories from the past? Or is it better to try the present, or a blend, or what have you? I mean, come up with something. It's a great time to try it out. The intimate situation is a smaller location, smaller group of people, really get you guys working and collabing together. So that is this weekend, McClay Mansion, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and you can go to extremeticketing.com to get your tickets.
With an
X, extreme with an X.
Extreme with an X.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that we don't, I'm going to do it. We don't, I mean, like, what the hell?
What?
We're like, we don't always do the best job, I think, at like kind of advertising ourselves, sort of situation. Like, we don't like put our shit up all the time.
What are you talking about?
We don't do this a lot. Like we, not every.
I'm not the social media manager.
Oh. Okay.
I'm hungry. What am I going to order? I got to order.
This is the fantastic and fabulous website that you can find all of your amazing events and tickets right there. So that's that one. And then, of course, May 10th, we do have the Convent Tattoo Shop right there. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the town in New Jersey. I'm going to have to look at it because I cannot remember. It is, how sad.
Denton.
Deptford.
Deptford. Yeah, that's it. Deptford.
Yeah. So there. Yeah, so there's that. So get your tickets there. That one, you have 2 separate tickets if you're wanting to get, if there is a space open, if you wanna get a tattoo, that happens right before. Thank you, Ryan. You can sign up for your flash tattoo, and then following is the investigation of this amazing location with so many haunted items or
Mhm.
items that have, potential hauntings. So let's go explore that one together. Super excited for that. That one's gonna be super cool.
Deptford.
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 What else? What else we got going? Like, what else do you want to talk about? We talked about a lot of our events last week.
We did. Yeah, so we're kicking around. You know, you all may have seen a post yesterday. Ryan from Paranormal Theories going to do a chitty chat about, you know, content creation and what works for him. We're doing that exclusively on Patreon for now. Right now, that's kind of how we're going to kick this thing off and make sure we've got all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted. And you know, we'll get Ryan on there. He's going to talk about some things on how to make on his methods on how to make content, and from there we'll see what it morphs into. But you know, it's going to be a cool. I think it's going to be a cool talk, and we're going to talk about. Oh, there you
Look
go.
at that. Look at his handsome picture right there. He's like, I'm Ryan.
He
I'm
looks
gonna
like he's
teach
about to go fishing,
he's he's gonna teach you how to create content on social media.
or sell you an insurance contract.
Whichever.
Either one doesn't matter.
Phone plan. It doesn't matter. I mean, really, he's kind of a he could be anything. It's
He
the
can be
mustache,
anything.
right? The mustache sort of gives him a new
Yeah,
authority.
it makes him very like flexible.
Or
Dy-
versatile. Is it
dynamic. Dynamic.
dynamic?
That's probably a
Okay,
better
that's
word.
better. Yeah.
I
I
don't care.
don't know if he's flexible. Rob,
We
I
don't
don't know
need
if you
this.
do. I don't know if he is flexible, but
I don't either.
but I love this opportunity. And actually because of this, there is an idea that's being kicked around and created in real time that we're not going to say anything. Not going to say anything, but it's going to be super cool. And to be able to, sit down. This is one thing that I have to say about things like this. And when people like Ryan step up, it's really about sharing, your experiences and your talents with other people. I don't know why we hold these things so close to our chest, but I think it's really cool to be able to sit down with somebody that has figured it out. I believe, if I remember correctly, um, Ryan kind of had to learn all this on his own, right? You watch other content creators doing it and you're like, well, I can do that. And nobody really wants to give you all the ins and outs of that. So I think what he pretty much did was kind of went out there and got some programs, learned them, and trial and error with cameras and all that kind of stuff. So, oh, his mustache is named Slick Daddy. I love that. Slick Daddy.
Okay.
So I think this is a great opportunity. So if you're looking to, add more, some more sort of pizzazz to your content for your paranormal page or your website, or maybe you want to start a channel, or Danny, you, or if you want to, maybe kind of build your paranormal resume. So, or if you're going on shows, right? If you're going on shows and they're like, hey, hey, that's Tom Bolger, I bet right there, and Sonic Spirits.
Boulder.
So yeah, like if if you're going on a show and they're like, hey, do you have any evidence you want us to share, or any video from your adventures, you can go, I have it right here. I've created a whole bunch of little clips for you. So it's a really great opportunity to sit down with somebody that's doing it for themselves, and learn right from them. Don't worry, Ryan. I won't come. I won't come to your class and just click on buttons and drive you crazy, because I will. I just have to click and screw up. I do that. You should see when I'm creating things on Canva, especially any kind of video. You should see the messes that I create with that. But I eventually get it worked out. It just takes
Yeah,
me an hour longer.
it's all good. It's all good. And yeah, Patrick, maybe it really all depends on a million different things. Mr. Thomas Bolger also he has 2 tickets left as well for his event coming up this weekend. I think that's this weekend, Tom. So go do that
Extreme
at the
ticketing.
Masonic Lodge in Jersey. If you also own extremeticketing.com.
Yeah. Excuse me, I didn't mean to yawn. You weren't boring me. I just yawned.
What?
I just yawned.
Oh, am I boring? Am I putting you to sleep?
No, yeah, I was just a little. I'm still just a little tired. Takes a while to get back on track after you almost pulled an all-nighter for no reason.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I wouldn't call it an all-nighter, but okay.
Well, I was up all night.
That's different.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, what else, Mr. Stackowitz? What else do we got
I
going
don't know.
on?
We've got 18 minutes technically to just continue arguing, or we can do something productive, Sarah Jane.
Well, what do you guys have any questions for us over on the
Yeah,
side?
throw some questions. Clearly, her heart's not into this show, so we can end
Oh
it.
my, do you guys see? Okay, like do you see how he just wants to pick until like me bitching as he was on a live trying to figure it out on a phone. You guys don't even know all the things he did to get me to that point.
Really?
So, yeah, for real. I know, Danny. Poor Danny has to hear it all. Who would win in a real fight between you?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
Well, a physical or a verbal. It's like, yeah, I don't even know.
All right. So, first of all, there would be no physical fight because, like, oh, and she has punched me in the face, just so everybody knows. I don't think there's been an argument that I've won to date. Sarah's really good at winning without winning. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it. There's no need for a ref.
Yeah. I get the kids, Damien. Don't worry. The kids would come to me.
Yeah.
No, there would never be any physical altercation. No. And when I did, the punch was really for a picture. I didn't realize it was going to land. It did. It landed.
Oh, it landed.
Yeah.
Like that was the surprise.
You starting or fighting dirty there.
Jesus, that was the surprise of a lifetime when you don't know that you're going to get punched in the face by your best friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't know. You don't know. But I do love this question. What is the bucket list location you'd want to hold a GH event at? Rob, do you have one that you ever think about that you're like, wow, this would be just fantastic?
Yeah. I don't know. I think no, don't be sorry, Thomas. It's true. I would definitely want to go back to Toledo, Spain. For a million different reasons. I have questions about like what kind of, if we got EVPs, what language would they? I haven't really investigated outside of the United States. And there was just something very paranormal about Toledo that, hey, Wade, that I don't know. I kind of got to go back, or if I can't get that far, I would go back to a place called the Old Church in the Netherlands.
Oh, so you would so you would want that like because for me, it's not so much the location for a bucket list, Ryan. I think for me, I have bucket list investigative types that I would like. You guys have no idea just how many ideas we have on the table for each and every one of you. Lisa Cremo. Hi, baby girl. How are you doing? So that, and for me, it's not always so much about the location for me. I think it would be it is about the people. I do have a couple events that there are very specific people I would love to see work together. And I don't know every single person, so I can't necessarily envision it for everybody, but so many people that I've had the opportunity to work with, I would love to see, but it is tight for me. It's not location bucket list wise.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give those ideas away, so I can't say them. Hey, Jay, we didn't forget about you, Jay. I was a bitch yesterday, so you didn't want to
No,
talk
Sarah
to me.
was in a mood, Jay. So we're better off. Trust me. Yeah. Hold on. I'm queuing something up here for.
Is that the mansion that he was talking about with the musicians?
Yeah, I've done Kreischer. I did it. I think twice. It's actually where I met Ron Iacovetti.
Okay. Okay.
But I would go back to Kreischer and yeah, set up a call. So let me share this. So Damien, several years ago, and I used it once in Gettysburg. I don't know if this is gonna play. But I have this. Actually, Danny asked me about it the other day.
Oh.
It's called Hexa. It's got infrared cameras built in. It's got regular cameras built in. It's a hexapod, obviously. And I used this down in Gettysburg, and I used it in kind of used it at Eastern State Penitentiary. No one really supposed to. But the reason I went with this is because it can navigate stairs. I mean, I literally had this thing walk upstairs with me. It's really cool. It is somewhat autonomous. You know, the front legs, watch, like if it comes off, it will adjust itself. Everybody knows I'm not a big fan of spiders, but we have this. It's actually sitting down in the basement storage unit right now. But
That's a really cool tool.
yeah, but what I really liked about it was the how do I remove it from stage? Okay. Was the infrared aspect of it. Here's what I'll say. We were at Sarah, we were at Balladary Inn. And I had it walking around, and you know that blood stain.
Yeah, in the dining room.
In the dining room.
Yeah.
As soon as it hit that blood stain, and this thing was fully charged up, it just died. It died. It went limp. It fell down. And I'm like, what the hell's happening? So yeah, maybe we'll have to bust that out. I don't know. It's been years. The batteries might need to be replaced at a minimum, but
you know, seeing that piece of equipment, you know, there is one bucket list. I don't know if it'd be a GH thing, but if I could, I would love to do the catacombs. I think it would be really cool to be able, and I'm really not a small space like except for spelunking and maybe the catacombs. I don't, that whole getting lost, like, look, you know, The Descent, that movie really effed me up like that. And I saw that one in the theater. That movie really freaked me out. So I don't know what the hell's living in the catacombs, but sometimes you see people's, and I'm sure a lot of it's staged or dramatized, whatever. But some of the things that they show you down there. So I would send that little dude in though.
Yeah, that would be cool. And I do want, and I don't know if anybody on the side has ever, I had an MRI done Monday. And that's the first time I ever had an MRI. I had no idea what to expect or what to think. And the only reason I remembered it is because catacombs made me think of being claustrophobic. But there were moments, depending on where this machine was scanning me, I could feel that shit. It was, for me, it was like, oh my God, that is the feeling I get on my arms when something's happening. So it was a really cool validation moment, but it did make me start wondering about
I love that movie too, Joe.
About EMF
Mhm.
and maybe the effects it has, not so much because of the paranormal, but on you, right? Especially now that I know that feeling is right. I don't know. Well, how can we incorporate magnetics into some kind of experiment? So, for all the
Well,
brains out there, I want you thinking.
yeah, get on it. But you're right. Like, and I think we often hear people talk about that, right? We hear about EMF sickness,
Mm,
and probably the last, and I will never do it again. And this particular situation really talk about validating never doing home investigations for myself. Working with an older woman in her 80s who lived alone. A friend had asked me to come by. A friend who was helping her in a different sense had asked me to come by, and I was just going to go there to kind of just scan through the house, like with some equipment, and just give them some heads up on why certain things might have been happening that were explainable. um, and interesting enough, right? Her claims, which were highly, highly personal claims, um, did register a lot of EMF, right? It just did, where she would find herself on a long sectional couch where she always sat. When I would scan that in the basement and up by the couch, the readings there, right? So the fact that you can, and it doesn't mean other things weren't paranormal happening, because she had a couple experiences that you could go, okay, I can't explain that. But it was interesting to hear her with the not feeling well, the creepy crawlies right up your
yeah,
legs. And these are things that absolutely, by Lisa Kreml, have a great day at work. Right. That is definitely stuff that can be sort of attributed to heavy and high, and especially in older homes, right? If you've got any kind of
yeah,
crazy faulty, and let's be honest, there are lots of people, um, boxes don't, the electrical boxes sometimes don't get checked, so we stack them to their fullest and kind of after, over their fullest of capability
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. So, but because all you have is
Mhm.
time while you're laying there and they're doing these friggin' crazy scans and the sound and the knocking. That I'm like, God, there's got to be a way to incorporate this, or
That's
people.
very interesting, Tom. That is a very interesting, like, and I think this
Yeah,
is a piece that, and again, this is where so many of us might not share a lot of this information as we are investigating. We talked a little bit about this on Monday with Paranormally Blunt. We don't ask the questions beyond, right? So that's to me a very important piece. How many people in a public investigation might have a pacemaker or something
yeah.
else that helps them? I don't know.
Oh no, eater. Oh no,
Yeah,
eater.
right. I agree, Tom. Totally. It could make her more susceptible. I've turned on a K2 in my bedroom and it turns red. Yeah, I don't know, Ryan. Like, often, maybe you need to get that checked.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I can't imagine. I would think after a while, and again, and this is what turned me off from doing private home, such personal home situations.
yeah,
This person was elderly, this person lived by herself, this person had some tragedy in her life. And then if you're sitting with that situation around you all the time, right? What does it do to you? And does anybody ever stop and talk about what long-term effects are of EMF sickness?
um, wait, I mean, there are studies and people have spoken about it, but it's just not a common topic. So,
Mhm,
Ryan,
mhm,
remember Sarah when I was effed up for a while. So Ryan, I got myself an industrial Orbi
mhm.
router, which is
Okay.
like no shit, like a block away. I was still getting signal, right?
Mhm.
I had it in my little, and when I had the house, my office was 10 by 10. Oh, it's like 12 by 10. So small ish,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
I was getting wicked headaches. I was getting all
Mhm,
kinds of issues.
mhm.
That Yeah, Joe, actually, it's weird you just brought that up because I did want to make a little disclaimer on that. Um, But yeah, your Wi-Fi router can, and there
Mhm.
are studies out there showing, that it can create headaches and stress and all kinds of things. I didn't know you had tinnitus. I do too. In fact, like these hearing aids, they can actually pump the
Mm.
reverse frequency in,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
Damien, to sort of try to drown it out. It's pretty wild. Um, but Joe P. So and for those watching, I had that dead bell post out there. I was literally just seeing if anybody else ran into issues. And no, it never stops, Damien, and it never will. Once it's there forever. I remember the day I got mine. Um, but anyway, so I had the dead bell out at Mid Orange, and it was acting weird. It was, and then I brought it home and I went to charge it back up for you, and it won't charge. Right? It does seem to be with the new version. However, there was one or two reports, at least on my post,
Mhm.
of older models, because they sort of have the 18650 batteries in them, where the new ones have more of the little ice cream pack lithium ion batteries. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. um there were several reports of it. I did reach out to Go Stop, and they said, yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at it. um so I gotta talk to Dave Giuliano, who's supposed to call me yesterday and never did. But because I got to get the order number and get this thing shipped back. So the good news, folks, is that they are willing to take a look at it. The bad news is it seems like it's happened a few times now. I was surprised actually at the post, and for $200, you know, um,
Yeah, they should work.
you want your shit to work. So
And
uh,
that's a newer piece of equipment. That
yeah,
was
we used it twice. Used it. It was actually acting funny in Gettysburg as well. So yeah,
mhm.
so they're working on it. And as a side note, sometime in the next probably 4 or 5 days, you'll see we are slowly going to start adding equipment to our shop on the website. Like, you know, brand name stuff, not like the home built stuff. So keep an eye out for that, because equipment will be available through Get Haunted real
Yeah.
soon.
Talking about sort of the lasting effects of EMF, sickness, or any other stuff, that especially when we have several investigations. Like, Rob, do you ever feel like when you've done, like, definitely, like when you've had a heavy month of investigating, right, of events? And I always feel like events are sometimes a little different because we have so many different personalities around us, right? So I feel like sometimes the energy can be a little bit more to take in. And wait, I didn't forget your question. I do have that starred. Um, but I wanted to ask, like, um, get haunted,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
kidnapped.
Yeah, that's a new one, Joe. Like, let's not give people ideas. That's the one crime I have not been accused of yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
We'll make it happen.
But like, do you ever feel like you're and I'm gonna tell you why. Do you ever feel like you're targeted afterward? Like, do you ever get like the lasting effects of having that many investigations? Like, do you feel more watched or more looked at, or do you know what I'm
I know what you mean. Yeah.
trying
I
to
mean,
say?
there have been some, like, it's not every time, but there have been some where, things either would get weird here afterwards, and you're like, what's
Mhm,
going on?
mhm,
Or, yeah, I know what you mean. Um,
mhm.
Maybe more vulnerable or
Yeah,
susceptible. It doesn't happen every time, but it
yeah.
has happened several times for me. Um,
Yeah, there you go.
and it,
Phantasm can be a part of that.
yeah, you do.
Um, yeah, because it was weird today. And I am obsessed. Well, I shouldn't say I'm obsessed, but I do find the subject of targeted individuals, TIs, so intriguing,
Yes,
so
you do.
intriguing. And I go down that rabbit hole. If you ever are interested, targeted individuals, which tends to land more in the, I guess, conspiracy But it's interesting because if you look them up, they have very similar experiences to poltergeist activity and
Yeah.
or alien activity. And it's interesting. And I think I tried to have a show on this, and I would like to sort of circle back to it. I did do a show on targeted individuals and how we why do some people find or feel they have poltergeist activity going on, and other people's perspective is I'm being targeted by like the government. Like it is because they'll hear
Right.
disembodied voices. There was a point when I was looking into this, and I was really going down the rabbit hole. And one thing that you'll find are quarters in areas you shouldn't find them. And I was finding quarters stacked on a chair. Or it's like, okay, this is very interesting. But it is like I feel like after Monday's show, we got to do a Seek with Your Soul, and we kind of dove into the religious aspect and the hypocrisy of religion, and also investigating the paranormal. Right? We
Yeah.
had a really good conversation, and we had so many people on the side. Right? Squirrels and birds, not real. So today I had to run and get eggs because I was out, and we know that's never a good thing.
No.
If Sarah's out of eggs, this is not good. And I also had my little cherry pastries, so I was super excited about the little what are they freaking called? I can't think of what they're called. They're like what's the word? Like a turnover. They're like, and I love bite-sized candy and goods, like any kind of little anything like that, right? So you just throw them in, you eat 20 of them. So anyways, when I parked on the street of the store in town, and there was a big black like SUV parked behind me. I noticed it. It had been there when I pulled in, and I ran in, grabbed my stuff, and I came out. And as I was pulling out, he was still sitting in the car. And he was sitting in the car when I got out. I don't know how long he obviously had been there. So when I pulled out to go home, he pulled out as well. And so I actually took a weird way because I was like, is this person following? Like I got in my head a little bit. So then I pulled into the driveway, and I saw the Coast Guard fly over, and I'm a block off the lake. So I saw the Coast Guard, and I looked, and I was watching him because he was really low, and he was, I assume, going to the lake. But then I felt like I locked attention with them, and they were headed towards lake, and all of a sudden they did a U-turn, and then they came right back over my backyard. So they didn't even make it down to the lake. So I started feeling like this is what happens. You feel like a targeted individual. You start to feel like everybody is watching and following you. And what's weird is with targeted individuals, they say even if they think about where they're going, these people follow them by air and by car. They don't even have to speak it. Right? That is how it starts. Right, Damien?
Great.
So I think I was just in my head because of all the things we talked about. And we know that you can't even say anything remotely just completely innocent on social media without, the people in the bushes jumping out and attacking you. But yeah, so check out targeted individuals. Yeah, right. Ryan does work for the federal government. That's true.
Oh shit.
So look it up. It's so well, and the point there too is they actually paint their walls. And I didn't even know this existed with paint that helps like EMF to not get through. I didn't even know that was possible. Why would you have that paint? What would be the point?
Fucking fine. For all these reasons.
Well, they don't have that paint just for targeted individuals. There has to be a reason why that paint was even made in the first place.
I would assume if you're doing any kind of EMF paint, EMF blocking paint.
Yeah.
Passive RF control. So I would assume in a laboratory type of setting, like where you can't have RF or any EMF, it would be necessary. I mean, I don't think they're selling it at Lowe's.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you can get it at Home Depot, by the way. Yes.
No shit.
Because they were I followed a couple groups. There are a couple open groups you can follow. And then they put tinfoil on their windows because these people will sit outside. And these targeted individuals, this sounds an awful lot like what the a-holes on social media do, but they get your friends and family to dislike you and your coworkers to dislike you. It is it is heartbreaking how many people have been affected or feel they're affected by this. I don't know what the situation is. I don't want to, I never want to discredit somebody's experience. But it is a very interesting thing because they do. Hey, Arthur Mills. There's a name we haven't seen in a while. How are you doing, sir? There are so many people, they hear disembodied voices, things move in front of them that's why, it could be like poltergeist activity. So things move, things disappear. They feel followed. They can just think about simply where they're going, and certain things show up for them. So it's a very interesting topic, in my opinion. But and that's, I guess, my point being, right? Arthur's in the bushes. That's why I guess, it does make you wonder, like, does EMF illness, can it produce some of these thoughts and feelings and experiences? Can you lose time? I'm so curious. And we put ourselves in this so often, these situations so often, but do we honestly, we talk about the spiritual cleansing, but do we actually do the physical cleansings that we need?
Well, we know we don't.
It's StreamYard. I love that Wade calls it Yard Stream.
Yard Stream. Yeah, he does that.
I
He does
love
that every
that.
time. I love that.
And we have no idea when StreamYard will do anything, be available to insert and replay a video. You can do videos all day long.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so Wade, you can't just upload an audio file, but you can present pictures, you can present and the way I do it, here you go. Well, I'll just play one. There you go.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do. See, you can totally do all that. So the technology is there. You just have to download and it's in the media assets, your videos. They have to be MP4s, right?
Yeah, MP3 or MP4 is how I do it. But yes, absolutely. It is totally doable. Sorry, I'm just shooting Kelly some information here.
You're good. See, Ryan also, right? It has been proven to make people sick and hallucinate. So yeah, it is so incredible. And I don't think sometimes there are so many times we find ourselves in abandoned locations or moldy situations or whatever. And do we actually take the time to make sure that we are safe physically and mentally, not just spiritually, but that we can be affected by those things that are in nature, not just supernatural. Ron Yacovetti, how the heck are you, Ron? What up to you? Love that.
Ron.
Coming in and helping Wade as well. We love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm back.
You're back.
I had to provide a tracking number for something, so I am back. Sorry.
There you go. You were actually working.
I do that sometimes. And now I need to order food. What am I ordering? We can talk about it afterwards. Yeah. But yes, Wade, sir, you can present pictures, you can present audio via video. If you need assistance, you guys know where to go. So Ryan, what I do is I just create a video out of our audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's tracking squatches.
So I usually just drop it and generate a waveform in After Effects and render that out into a video and then upload it here onto StreamYard. So, which is what I got to do for Chris Smith later. So that's that.
Cool. Well, no, Sarah, we just don't. We really don't. And I did actually a big post on on that as
Frozen.
well, about food. Thank you. Am I frozen?
You're
No?
back.
Good. I did do a big post on the foods that we eat, and I did my own little research, um, where on one event I had cheeses, fruits, meat sticks, and just drinking lots of water, and that was I made you guys eat that, not our first one, but it's when we did ISS, and you know what? Both you and Danny said you felt better the next day. The paranormal hangover wasn't quite as horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I
what
agree.
do? We normally chow down on sweets
Oh,
and Cokes and coffee with sugar, but there is some scientific, uh, proof about what you're and it's really we should be doing what the, extreme athletes do, the Olympic athletes. It is true, that's the post that I wrote. It talks about the fight or flight and what your body needs, and that's what we're constantly in that state of fight or flight when we're
yeah.
investigating super scary locations. And so we needed we need the same fuel that Olympic athletes do.
Well,
Um,
considering I have the physique of most Olympic athletes, I should probably eat like them too.
let's see. Yeah, I know, Joe P. Like, ugh, can you imagine? Like, I had potato waffles and fish fingers.
Oh, fish finger sounds good right now.
Fish fingers. Get Thai food. I
Oh,
actually don't eat Thai food. Oh, I might have some Thai food left over. Now I might need to eat that.
oh, come on. All right, we
Especially
can't
in
talk about food. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, right, so all those times Zach went down and now he's all screwed up. Coffee is all he needs, spicy cotton candy. That sounds like a pot strain, spicy cotton candy. Um, charcuterie board, right? I know, Tom. Like, see, I can't wait to investigate with because I think a charcuterie board is the best way to go. And that's kind of what I did just in cheaper form at ISS. And it was raspberries and blueberries and meat sticks and cheeses. And it was so much better. It was so much better for it. And dark
Mm,
chocolate. Chocolate is the way to go, folks. If you want to know which of the sweets are proper and better for your body and your energy, dark chocolate is the way you should go. So
mm.
chew on that. All right.
You want that shit, kids?
Chew on that. So he's hungry and
I'm ordering pizza.
he's gonna order some pizza. With that, please go over to the Get Haunted Network and share all your amazing things that you have. Uh, charcuterie boards. Um, Rob's working on a KFC app. Do you like KFC?
Do I like what?
KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
If I have to, like, I don't hate it, but it's got to be like extra crispy.
Yeah, I haven't had a KFC in forever.
It's been a long ass time for
Yeah,
me
I don't,
as well.
they're not quite as prevalent. I feel like as they I always see them I see those more on my road trips than I do locally.
Yeah, I don't even know if there was one around here, to be honest with you. There
Yeah,
used to be.
yeah, I don't even
What do I
know.
want? Yeah, so that's that. So we're gonna end this show at an hour and 15 minutes. All 13 of you, thank you for sticking in and hanging with us and talking to us. But your boy's got to eat.
He does. I love that too. Fried cheese curds and ranch dip are my favorite today. Well, that doesn't sound bad either. We're gonna have to start bringing like a deep, like oh God, what's it called air fryer.
Air fryer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fryer. Chris Gilmore said 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. So yeah, like we should go over to the network and share your favorite snacks. And we should be more mindful, but what's easiest, right? We're running to an event, we're running to do an investigation. I like to pack my Scooby-Doo cooler, and I love to bring that on investigations. But you just run into a gas station, you grab all the crap. But you really shouldn't. You should grab the good stuff. So share your favorite snacks over there, the snack wraps. Share it right over there on the network page. We'll get a food no turkey sticks. I can't. I'm sorry. And no hate to those that love that stuff. It's got to be red meat or I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I like Chick-fil-A is the way I like my chicken. So I just red meat or red meat. How about I will do venison. I'll do that, but not turkey.
I've eaten all kinds of animals.
Yeah, you
So
have.
it don't matter to me.
All right. Well, with Red Bull, Damien, we got to cut you down on your Red Bull, my friend.
Yeah, that shit's gonna kill you, man.
It is. Yes. All right. So with that, it is midweek. It is no longer midday. So you're going to go out there. You're going to slay today, Bambi Burgers. You're going to slay the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Don't forget this Friday. I love kombucha. That's one of my favorite things to drink. Don't forget Friday, 5:30, Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast. This week, Joe has guest Kent Wilson on. And with that, go be the good that you are in this community and share your passion, be the inspiration, and motivate your fellow peers in the paranormal. With that, have a great day, and we will talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.